Today, very interesting and little complex topics we are going to discuss. So, listen carefully, understand, try to understand. See, continuation of previous session security challenges posed by mobile devices. Most of us were trying to protect our devices with a variety of techniques and technologies, either physically or software, by updating a patches of the software. This is the important message you need to understand that since the smart hand devices or palm devices are the mobile devices which uses the technology of wireless communication. So the major two challenges are the mobility, which has the challenges in cybersecurity. Is the one is handheld devices. Information is being taken outside the physically controlled environment. See, since the mobile are movable from one place to the another place, there is a possibility of taking out the closed environment data outside to that premise. For example, let's take some the sensitive research is going on in the defense system. If they allow you to use your phone inside the wall of the closed environment, there is a possibility of a person to capture some of the photo of the environment which it creates the interest on him to take the pictures. Then you are sharing that through the WhatsApp or communication channels. There is a possibility of leaking the information which is exist in the closed environment. This that's one challenges the mobility faces in cybersecurity. The another challenge is remote access back to the protected environment is being granted. See, background, especially there is two options in mobile phone. So background sync, auto background syncs are there. So auto background sync is there. So in that auto background sync, if you give up the permission to the auto background, so in that case, what happens in the auto background? It consumes your data as well as the battery power also. And if you allow permit to access remotely some of the person, if you allow them to access your device remotely, then there is a chance of losing your mobile phone data. Sometimes you might store your personal information in the mobile phone. If you give up the control of remote access from other side, definitely these are the two major challenges which exist with the mobile devices. So and yeah, day by day, every day the new mobile users are increasing. Similarly, the existing mobile users are updating their the mobile devices. They are switching from one phone to another phone. So they are maintaining one mobile phone nowadays. So multiple SIMs can be inserted in a single phone. So the because of advent in the technologies, people started using their made the mobile as a part of their life partner. So in these cases, the security challenges also is going to be increased. So one of the challenges is micro challenges, that is at the device level. You need to protect your device itself physically. You need to protect. Don't leave unattended when you are not in use. Keep your device lock, screen lock, do the authentication locks, biometric locks. So all the security need to be taken care at the micro level, mobile, physical level, device level. It is termed as a device level. That is micro challenges. And at the other part of the scenario, like macro challenges, that is organizational level. If the organization allowing you to carry your phone or work from home scenario, in such cases, the organization has to be set up the environment in such a way that even though public phones are allowed in the organization, they should not allow to access their phone by barring the signals, banning the signals like that. So that's the challenges faced in the organization level. Micro challenges is at the device level and macro challenges at the organization level. We can think of organization server level. So some of the well-known technical challenges in mobile security. This is very important topic. Here onwards, it is we are going to be seriously discussing on these topics. These are little complex topics, but if you listen carefully, you can understand clearly this one. So these are the well-known technical challenges usually the mobile users are going to face. Managing the registry settings and configurations. When you buy the new phone which is not come with the complete 100% secure. Yeah, because initial operating system might be installed, there is no additional third-party services to protect your device, etc., and so on. In such situation, you need to log in into your account of that device. You need to provide the security settings. You need to customize according to your usage. You can customize the security settings in your phones. That's the managing registry settings and configuration. Usually, previous to probably you heard about Windows Phone. I think in mobile application currently might be you are learning the iOS phone and the Windows Phone. So here this discussion, what we do with related to the Windows Mobile OS, that is Symbian OS usually. Then the second thing we are going to understand about the authentication service security, then cryptography security, then lightweight directory access protocol security, and remote access server security, media player control security, and network application program identifier, that is API. So we will discuss one by one down the line. So let us understand how you are going to manage the securities settings and configuration. Probably you heard about the maybe by looking into this presentation slide, you maybe understand that this is a new registry properties settings for a particular application, that is MS Word. So to enter into that, you can use ms config ms config dot msc Microsoft configuration console management, or you can use the Windows key with X. Press X, Windows key with X. It opens a list of the programs. Here you can choose the choose here the uh, task manager. So another option is regedit, registry editor, that is regedit shortcut. It will open the registry editor window. There you can set up through this software setup. You can control the access of your mobile phone. So usually, whenever you get a new phone or handheld device, first start researching and investigate which are the controls are available. So you can see this is a registry editor of a Windows system. Windows system here, so you are going to access a control of the specific application. You can edit the registry properties of it. Registry is meant for it is a set of rules are applicable to access that the particular application. For example, if you want to access a uh, for example, if you want to access a ODBC setup or the one you can think of the Avasta software. So, what is the Avasta software? It's an antivirus software, right? You can see there is a registry editor is there. You can change the value of the registry editor who register. See here, for to scan the Avasta is connected with the Chrome, means the Avasta is installed in the Chrome browser. That registration editor is mentioned here with the value. So you just double click of any, so it will open the editing the value like this. Through this, you can do the settings of the register to control the access of the devices. And one more challenging is user policy settings. Usually, user policy, user policy, that is group users, group user, group user. Is the screen is visible? Group user.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So here there is a command called as user using command prompt. There is a command for accessing the group users, that is policy settings. Uh, Here, computer disk device manager. Uh, so, computer management. Computer management. Yes, L user mgr is the shortcut command for to access the group policy of the local user. So you can execute this command here. It will open the group policy setting window of the local user. Compute. There is another alternate option for this groups is luser manager dot Microsoft console, or for the group luser mgr dot msc. Here, through this, you can control the access of the device. Maybe this screen is visible. Group user policy setting. For example, this is with respect to the Windows discussion, similar to the phone. There are a group user policies are there. You can control the who all are who can access your system at what level. For example, here some restrictions for the group. For this, the users are present in the groups. in this user, overall users are so in this users are prevented from making accidental or intentional system wide changes and can run most. So they are allowed to access. If you want to add the user for this specific control, you can add the go to the add option, which and all he can add the objects. Who can modify this? Sorry, find now this one. Who can access? You can restrict the specific user of a group to access the system resources. In this way, you can control who are all the users are there. So administration users are there. What and all you can access. So everyone need to access, guest access, everyone or local user or the local account, what to control or what not to control. For example, here, uh, okay, you can add this person to allow to access the security that will be added here. So you can and apply when the user enter into the system. He can alter the system abruptly also, because you are given the authentication and authorizing him to access the resources of this device. Similarly, demonstration is seen by you?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Oh, the system has hanged. Okay, I repeat this. There is a user group settings are there. Local user LUSR MGR is the command that MSC is used to set the user policy setting. In this users, the default users are there. You can create the new user with the settings PQR. Just for example illustration, so A B C D E at 1 2 3 capital A B C D E at 1 2 3 capital A. So you must change the password if you can enforce or account is disabled, whichever the thing you can. So it is going to create it. That user is going to create it. See,
Sir,
you
still your
usually
screen is not visible.
oh, screen also logged out. Oh, sorry. Now is it visible? Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So to get this console, lusrmgr.msc, the command which you can use to open the computer management of group setting, policy setting, local users or group local users. So you can create the new user here. PQR, in this case I am giving A B C D E at 1 2 3 capital A B C D E at 1 2 3 capital A. So that is going to be created. Now you can control this user. If you are going to allow some new user to set to set for one time use, if you allowing him to use only one time use, then you can give this password, never exclude this one, account is disabled. If you can give this once when he logged out automatically account is going to be disabled. So when you allow to user to log on, you can set all this. You can do with the policy settings. Means you are controlling the access of the device by providing the policy settings. Similarly, in the group setting, there are the several groups are there. So suppose you don't want to allow the usage of remote desktop users RDU, so you double click on that. Members in these groups are granted the right to log on remotely. So who are all the members that is going to add here in this that is going to add here is allowed to access remotely this system. If you are adding this person to access the system remotely, this user is going to use this particular device remotely. So in this way, you can control the user accessibility through the policy settings. Clear? Similarly, different, you can make some users as administrator, overall the administrators. Also, you can make overall the backup operators. You can see the cryptographic operators who are all allowed to perform the cryptographic operation in this particular device. So you can specify who can operate that one. So go to the advanced option, find now what it is going to list out all the users and select a specific user to operate the cryptography operations in this device. In this way, you can control the power user administrator who has the access of the power of access of that particular device. Clear? Clear or not? See, today guest is one time use. Once I logged out this, this person is not going to be access. Allowed to access next time when we try to access. Okay. So you can, I'm going to delete which I have created. This is another way of creating the users and controlling the access to their specific devices. The next concept of security challenges is, the first one is managing the register setting and configurations. Through that we can control the access of device. Second one is authentication service security. Authentication service security, which consists of two components: security of devices and security in networks. Security of device, usually the physical security. Usually the security in networks is the communication security. Once the data or the message or the any document, it leaves from your mobile phone, it should go securely and reaches to the destination without any alterations. That is termed to be the security in networks. So authentication service is required at the device level as well as at the security and network level also. A secure network access involves mutual authentication between the device and the base stations or web server. So when you buy the SIM card of a phone, a provider, so first they will do, they are going to map your SIM information with the base station of their, so that base station database is going to be updated with the new SIM card. Whenever you switch on the phone, your phone is going to be connected with the nearest base station of that service provider. So the secure access is needed, because anybody, if they having the SIM, they cannot access simply, because the security implementation is being done by the provider, service providers, to allow to access or not to allow. This is to ensure that only authenticated devices can be connected to the network for obtaining the requested services. So the no malicious code can impersonate the service provider to trick the device into doing something it does not mean to. It means that, suppose if I buy a SIM from Airtel, if I am the registered user, they are allowing to me to communicate with the outside world. If I am not registered, but with that, just I have having a SIM of them, I cannot connect with the networks which they have. So through the tricky nature, by having a SIM card without activation, you cannot means they are providing the security control to access to allow the authenticated users to their networks. Some kind of attacks will be there in mobile devices, that are push attacks, pull attacks, and crash attacks. We are going to detail discussion with these kind of attacks: push attacks, pull attacks, and crash attacks. So this authentication service security is an important typical attacks on mobile devices through wireless networks or DOS attacks. There is a possibility of DOS attacks, since wireless in the wireless denial of service attacks can happen by unnecessary sending the traffic analysis, like traffic scanning happen with the scanning devices. Eavesdropping, somebody is peeping to your network without your knowledge. Eavesdropping might happen. So man in the middle attacks and session hijacking. These are the possible attacks in the authentication service security. And some of the security measures which are taken care in the existing infrastructure of the mobile devices are WAP protocols were introduced, virtual private networks protocols are introduced, media access control, addressing filtering and development of 802 IEEE standard are implemented to control the access of the mobile device and to try to minimize the attacks on the mobile devices. This is about the authentication service with respect to the device level as well as the network level. So look into the important push attack, how push attack is happen. That is, this is also termed as a cryptographic security for mobile devices. Look into the diagram here. I'll make it little more zoom in. So how attacks are happening? What is push attack? What is push attack on mobile device? Push is nothing but external content is going to be inserted into the mobile. Here external content for malicious intention, the external contents are worms and zombies. So attacker launches blended attack over rogue and ADAP network. So might the attacker is going to use the Bluetooth or infrared communication channel to launch the attack through the computer. So he may send a worm or zombie to the mobile device which you are using currently, pocket PC device, or if worm or zombie might be sent through the email which you are going to open up. So then that email is attachment or the email you are going to read might be infected with the worm or zombie. How that it propagates to the organizational server which is present here. See, replication happens here with the worm or the zombie which is inserted from the attacker side. So the people started opening the applications like a contact list of the victim, might be it is infected with the worm or the zombie. So everywhere the worm or the zombie is going to be propagated and inserted into the server, the desktop PC, mobile handheld devices, etc. This kind of attack is termed to be as a push attack. This push attack is controlled through the cryptographic security. Cryptographic security. Let us look into the cryptography security. So what is cryptography? Whether you heard about crypto? Converting the plain text into the
Unreadable
another
format.
format which is not understandable easily. Getting? So cryptographically generated address, that is also termed to be as a CGA. It follows the IPv6 version, IPv6, that is Internet Protocol version 6. This address usually which will consist of 64 address bits that are generated by hashing owner public key address. For example, you look into your WhatsApp. So sometimes the security code has changed. Message may appear here from one phone number to another phone. So whatever you do communication with the WhatsApp, so whichever the message you are sending to others, first it is going to encrypt with your public key. So you will have two keys. One is public key, another one is private key. So the private key is used to encrypt the messages, whereas public key is used to decrypt them, depending on the algorithm setup that is going to be used by the application. So the owner who has the address is corresponding to private key to assert address ownership and to sign messages sent from the address without a public key infrastructure or other security infrastructure. So if you are a owner of a message, you are sending a message to your friend, so that message is going to be encrypted with the help of your private key or the public key. So if you have a PKI infrastructure, public key infrastructure, then that is helpful for the user to secure their financial transactions initiated from mobile devices. So usually public key infrastructure, like for example, you can think of any banking transaction. If you do, when you click on the website of the banking, it will open one more window. It is a secured environment window. It is going to means they are implemented that public key infrastructure. They are asking you to enter the account details, user ID, password. Then after that, they will send the OTP to your phone. Then they are going to verify and authorize you to access the accounts and all. So if PK infrastructure has been implemented by the application, that is helpful for the end users for financial transactions. Then how exactly the CGA based authentication is used? It helps to protect the IP layer. The CGA helps to protect the IP layer. So IP layer CGA based authentication can be used to protect IP layer signaling protocols, including neighbor discovery. Usually context aware mobile computing application. For example, you take your mobile and you switch on the location. Based on the location you are there, it is going to appear the advertisements of nearest shopping information, etc. Depending on the context aware location based to access such kind of the things, CGA based authentication is useful. Then CGA also used for key exchange in opportunities internet protocol security. So in the CGA also can be used in exchanging the keys between two parties in the IPsec scenario. And the persons who is using the handheld devices like Palm, that is handheld devices, our phone itself, we can think of our phone itself. So cryptographic security controls are deployed on these devices. For example, the CPM, the cryptographic provide manager in Palm or operating system 5 is a system-wide suite of cryptographic services for securing data and resources on a Palm powered device. That's cryptographic provide manager is a software tool. It is a usually it is a small code of info. Small code will be. It's not a bigger one. Small code. It is used to control the data and secure the data and the resources which is used in the Palm powered devices. Palm powered device means mobile phone. Our mobile phones. The CPM usually extends the encryption services to any application written to take advantage of these capabilities. So allowing the encryption of only selected data or of all data and resources on that device. CPM is a manager, cryptographic manager. It is taking care of encryption and decryption of the messages which is moving from one source to the destination and vice versa. Then LDAP security for handheld communicating devices. You look into this. This is called as pull attack. This is called as previous one is push attack. The person is going to push the external content to the devices and attack happens. Here pull attack on mobile devices, taking out the data from the mobile device. Here, looking into this diagram, you will understand captured email, logins, password, etc. They are accepting the fake website they are introducing and accepting the information from you, external information. Then that external information it can will be used to access your data. Even though it is a secured channel is implemented with the help of the external information, they are going to attack your assets or the resources. How this is happening? Scans for open ports, copies file from Pocket PC device, etc. and so on. So for this LDAP services security pull attack on mobile devices scenario is this. So there is how to scan using Nmap. You can do this one. You can open this Nmap cheat sheet. It helps you to target a specific host. For example, let us see, we are going to scan a specific target. So Nmap cheat sheet, it is shortcuts are available here. With the help of this, you can try. So suppose if you want to target the particular machine or the website with their IP, you can use the command nmap. Scan a single target. If you want to scan a single target, you can use the command nmap with the target IP. So you can type nmap in. This is the tool I am using is Kali Linux. Nmap the target machine. For example, if you are don't have an IP address of a particular machine, you can use the ip-address.com to check the IP address of a specific domain. IP address of a specific domain. For example, www.bmsit.ac.in. See, some IP it is provided. So I am copying this IP and I am trying to scan through this port. So this port scanning is going to show which are the ports are open, which are not open, which is protected, which is unprotected. All such information you are going to obtain through the network mapper. Nmap stands for network mapper. So here from this address, you can see which are the ports are open. Open ports are service. FTP service is running in this particular address. Open, it is open. SMTP service is open. Some closed ports are also present, etc. So in this IP address, some ports are open. In this way, you are gathering the information to push the content into the system through the scanning. Okay, this is a simple example what I am shown. You explore, if you are interested, you can explore more on this. Scans for open ports, copies file from Pocket PC device. Okay, this is a simple example. So another type, so LDAP service is local lightweight directory access protocol service, that one. So here this first let us understand definition, then you will understand more about the diagram which is presented here. So this is a software protocol. LDAP is the software protocol for enabling anyone to locate individuals organizations, and other sources such as files and devices on the network. This protocol is used to maintain the database of the all the users which exist in this particular network or a public internet or the organization internet intranet. It is a software. It is used for maintaining the user's identity. So in a network, a directory tells you where an entity is located in the network. See, Truecaller is there. What it is going to tell about the callee, where he is present, nearest location it is going to tell. How it is going to tell? With the help of the LDAP protocol. So again, there is lot of stuff is involved here. LDAP can be accessed by anyone and also controlled and used by specific authorities. Okay. So LDAP initial version, usually it is not included with the security features. Nowadays, the upgraded versions are available of LDAP. Centralized directories such as LDAP make revoking permissions quick and easy. So, if you want to know about a particular person who is present in that particular location, who has called, so unknown call, for example, to trace out unknown calls from where it come from. So through LDAP services, you can trace out the person. So maybe this is not public, maybe it is a private use, or the only specific users also there with respect to LDAP. So look into this diagram, you will understand more of LDAP service. Personal calling happens through laptop, mobile phone, wireless application protocol phone, PDA stand. That goes to call goes to the phone network. Then it will goes to remote access server. Then it will check with the wireless application protocol gateway to filter out the unwanted packets or the hazardous packets which is coming from. Then it checks authenticate with through the web network. Then application server means what kind of application you are expected as a service. Then applications server check out that one, and it is going to fetch with the database or the information store. This is the scenario involved in the LDAP structure, directory structure. So it maintains all the individuals which are going to use the network. The another type of this is RAS, remote access server. The third type of attack is on mobile devices is crash attack. Crash attack. First one is push attack, pushing external content. Pull attack, taking away the data which is entered by the user. Then crash attack. So attacker sends hard reset code bomb. Sometimes factory resetting. So some code is sent to you to do that, update your base OS or reset the factory setting. When you reset the factory setting, whatever you done, the customized options for to protect your device, all it is going to be reset from the beginning. Such kind of attacks is crash attacks. Looking into this, usually the attacker sends the HTTP response malicious ActiveX controls coding, a file beamed over IR port. Then random IP packets is going to be injected onto your phone to access to send a flood attack. Unwanted traffic is going to be sent by the attacker. These are a possibility of attacks in the area of the crashing. Crash attack on mobile phone. That is a denial of service attack. So we'll discuss this RAS security for mobile devices in the next class. Fine. Any questions? Any questions? Okay. So our proctor student joined for meeting at 1:45. Now you can leave.
Thank you, sir.
I think no questions, right?
No question.
Fine.